Oh, that's so amazing. I think it's gonna fly any tick of the clock now. Hi everyone, this is Peter here. I hope you're all having an amazing day. We are at Valley Nature Reserve in suburban Melbourne. I've been to this location about 3 times before, but I've never done macro photography, and we're gonna try our luck with my usual setup, the Canon R7 and the Laowa 90mm ultra macro lens. I also have my Canon EX2 RT flash attached and my usual reflector diffuser kit. I will leave links to everything in the description so you can check them out. Anyway, let's try and capture something interesting. I had found our first subject, a tiny little orb weaver right here. Maybe an eastern bush orb weaver. I think it has a tiny little prey right in the center. Just return to it. About the exposure settings, I'm gonna use an aperture of f11, which is supposed to give me enough depth of field with a tiny subject like this. And the ISO is gonna be ISO 400 in that range, and the shutter speed is gonna be 200th of a second. And then we'll see. I have found our second subject, which is a tiny leaf hopper or plant hopper, a white one, right on this blade of grass. And let's try our luck. I'm gonna decrease the ISO to 250, maybe 200, because of the color of our subject, which is supposed to reflect the flashlight much more. It's a bit skittish. Got a beautiful honey brown beetle right there. I'm shooting at 1:1 magnification, trying to get the subject in a single frame. One that it's about to take off. Just swinging from side to side. I think some of these shots have turned out pretty cool. There's a large ant on this leaf. I'm gonna up the ISO to 400 and keep the shutter speed at 1/200. It's a bit skittish and active. We've got a tricolor soldier beetle just resting over there. I'm gonna lower the magnification ratio to 1:1. Don't wanna bump into the vegetation. And maybe just shift the angle a little bit. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit to maybe 1.5 to 1. Let's move to maximum magnification. We won't be able to capture the entire specimen, but we're gonna get more detail. Also, if you'd like to know how I optimized or set up my Canon R7 for macro photography, you should definitely check out this tutorial. I will leave a link to that video in the description as well. You've got an interesting looking fly species here. Just flew away, unfortunately, but I got one shot. It actually turned out to be sharp, and I took it at just between 0.75 and 0.5 to 1 magnification ratio. We've got a jumping spider here. I think it is a Maradus pavonus or a common peacock spider, rather large, female. It's a bit skittish. This is gonna be difficult. There's a leaf curling spider that has just left its shelter, and there is something in its net. It actually looks pretty cool. I'm gonna up the ISO to 400. And I
take a picture of the little victim as well.
Which is a tiny little moth, I think. Yes, that's what it is.
There's some sort of a beetle here. I'm not exactly sure what genus. Fortunately, it's moving around a little bit. It's not too bad. You've got a beautiful, I'm not sure if it's a butterfly, I think it is a moth. It's resting on this little
leaf. Gorgeous. I'm gonna try and get a little bit closer. Use ISO 500. And the patterns on this specimen are absolutely unreal. Beautiful vivid orange in contrast with the dark black color, base color. And the antennae are rather large as well, at least makes up for half of its body length. I have found a small moth that is really well camouflaged on this bark. I'm gonna try and get a little bit closer and capture it. I have found a really cool spider. Not sure what kind of species, but it's just resting over there. Oh my god, it looks amazing. I'm gonna try and get a little bit closer to it. Oh, I wish it turned around. It's a beautiful, rather large specimen. It's facing me now. I really want to get a little bit closer. I don't want to take more shots because it's quite skittish. Don't want to annoy it, frustrate it. I just found a mosquito on this leaf. I'm gonna try and get a little bit closer. It's got a tiny fly species, most likely belonging to the genus of Suburban. Anyway, this is it for today's macro vlog. I hope you enjoyed. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, and you might also want to have a look at these videos next. Thanks again, and catch you very soon in the next one.